Go ahead and get us started, and then whoever wants to jump in, double dutch in. Good evening, Carol. Good evening, all. Welcome to Thursday, July 24th, 2025. WISE meeting. I want to thank everybody for making time to be here tonight. I'd like to start off with just a quick icebreaker, if I might, just to get us a little motivated, to get us thinking. The question is, if you were to pick, and this goes out to the ladies, but you know, if you got a book bag or some other kind of bag, whatever it is, think about this for yourself. What is one item in your bag, and tell us what it says about you? So pick one item that you know you have in your bag and tell us what it represents about you. So I'll go first if it's helpful. I always have this one particular lip gloss in my bag because it's neutral no matter what I have on. And what it says is, even on hard days, I don't mind showing up a little polished. So who else? Name one thing that's in your bag and what does it say about you?
I carry around a little smell good, a little spray.
Okay.
And if I'm in an area where the scents are not agreeing with me, I do a little puff in the air, and then it centers me sometimes as well.
I love that. Okay. Excellent. Carol said in the chat, my Chanel perfume, it represents my smelling good and feeling good. All right, love that. Who else?
I have my feminine wipes because I like to be clean everywhere I go. Sorry, David.
Nothing wrong with that. We appreciate that. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Along with that is sanitizer. I always stay with the hand sanitizer because I don't trust nobody and they germs and who they be around and what they be touching. And COVID is on the spike again. Hand sanitizer.
Okay, excellent, Sammy. Kanisha said hand wipes or sanitizer. I'm always ready to tackle the germs. Excellent. Anybody else want to chime in?
No matter where I'm going or what bag I have, I always have pens in there. I always turn back and grab pens. For some reason, I have to have a pen, and I think sometimes I overthink and I say, what if I needed that? So it goes to me always trying to be prepared for the what if. So
yes,
I always grab a pen. Like, I feel not complete if I'm going out there. No matter how small the little bag is, I have to find a way to fit in a pen. And my little OCD, I have to have like 3 different colors.
Okay.
So not only prepared, I'm prepared with a variety. So
okay. Excellent. Very good. I like that. There's nothing wrong with being prepared.
Okay.
Yes, Miss Paulette.
Yes, I have this keyring in my bag at all times. Actually, I carried it from Jamaica to the US because it's very special to me. It was designed and given to me by my children on my 60th birthday. And the keyring bears the picture of all 4 children. So it's very dear to me.
Yes, it sounds like it is. That's beautiful.
Yes,
very
indeed.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
India Daily Bay says, I never go anywhere without my rubbing alcohol. I use it to clean down all surfaces, especially with the supermarket carts. I hear that. Sometimes I will take a little hand sanitizer and smear it if I have to, or grab a tissue or something and smear it. Yes, because those carts are nasty. They surely are. Okay, does anybody else want to jump in? Nothing else? David, you want to throw your hat in the ring? What do you got in your pockets?
Let's see. I always have, not necessarily in my pocket, but I keep it on my desk. I have a sharpening stone that I found at the local lake that I always
very nice.
Grounded. I'm a nature guy, so sometimes I just look at it, or I sharpen my knife.
Okay, very good.
David,
all right.
tell us where you're from.
Oh, I'm from Kentucky. I'm in the country, so I'm in Almo, Kentucky. I don't know. We heard of Murray State. That's where I'm at. I'm currently getting my master's degree. I'm getting my MPA. I graduate in December, so I'm not looking.
Okay. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank
All
you.
right. For those of you who may not know, what is the goal of WISE? Well, we represent women of all backgrounds coming together to really inspire, support, empower each other, our children, and the community. And we do this by facilitating network opportunities, creating partnerships that are focused on the advancement of personal professional growth, entrepreneurship, wellness, and making a positive impact on our communities. So with that, I want to pass the mic over to Ms. Deborah Moxham, who's going to introduce our guest speaker tonight.
Thank you, Yvonne. Can everyone hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, great. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. Now, if I read Sammy's bio, we'll be here till 10 o'clock. So, Sammy, forgive me, but I'm gonna cut your bio in a quarter.
As you should.
Samantha Williams, lovingly called Sammy, is a distinguished multi-award winning entrepreneur and content engineer with over 20 years of experience in executive level, corporate and professional writing and digital content design. As an astute businesswoman and serial entrepreneur, Sammy has launched several companies, including 628 Digital Design, which is a certified B Corp and full-service digital content design, marketing, and consulting agency. She also provides business coaching, technical assistance for grant sourcing and writing, and business certification support. Sammy is also the founder and president of CMWP Foundation, which is a nonprofit entrepreneurial support organization and its membership program. It's the collaboration of minority women professionals, which has over 200 plus Black and minority women members. Please, everyone, welcome Sammy.
Thank you, Debbie.
Woo!
Welcome,
All the claps and the
Samantha.
snaps. Yes.
Thank you for the snaps. Ow. Let me throw this into presentation mode. Okay, so Debbie went through a lot of it. So I am Sammy with 628 Digital Design, where we have innovative and impact-driven digital content marketing, design, and strategy. Debbie went through a lot of this. I think not mentioned was the boards and commissions. So I am a member of the Greater New Haven Chamber of Commerce's board. And also Be Local Connecticut, which has to do with the B Corp certification, which is its own thing, and we are not including in the certification piece of this today. But if you are interested in sustainability, environmental, social governance, and mission and impact-driven work, check out B Corp certification. Down on the bottom left are some of the awards and accolades myself and the business have been awarded over the years. And on the right is the alphabet soup of certifications that we're going to dig into in a little bit. And also, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat or just come off of mute. I don't like to preach at people. I like it to be interactive, so I don't mind if you interrupt. But we will get started with the 3 C's toolkit of corporate contracting. There is some federal in here too, because it's hard to talk about one and not the other. So we're going to be talking about how capability statements, corporate bios, and certifications can be used in the corporate and federal contracting space. So we're going to kick it off with your capability statements. So I do want to know who here, I know everybody should have a bio, but we're going to talk about it. If you don't, it's okay, safe space. But who here has a capability statement and who here has already started doing certifications? Anyone here? You can throw it in the chat. No one has a capability statement yet? All right, so we're going to dig in. So what is a capability statement? What it really is a one-page resume for your business. It's going to be keyword heavy. You're going to think about all those really good things you do. Oh, we got some stuff here in the chat. Yvonne yes, Yvonne, I know you have a capability statement and certifications. Brianna says she does not. Brianna, we're going to learn some things today. So you're going to take the capability statement and you're going to create a one-page document, and it's going to be impactful, and it's going to tell your reader, which is the buyer. So you got to make sure it's effective, everything you do and why they should select you for whatever opportunity it is. So it's going to be informative. It's going to have a lot of information in it, and you can have them specifically designed for federal government, for corporate organizations, and there's a lot of data on it. You have your company facts, you have your data, your experience, and then you're also going to use it to document your past and current performance. And depending on who you're talking to, whether it's a corporate entity or the government, they may have different wording for certain things, including your performance. So corporate, they want to see previous and current clients. The government, they want to see past performance. So you want to make sure that you're talking to the right audience when you're preparing your capability statement. So when it comes to contracting, these are some reasons why you need a capability statement and how you can use it, right? So there's millions of other companies, your competitors, who are going after the federal, state, and corporate opportunities. So you need to differentiate yourself. The capability statement helps you maintain some competitiveness in the market, because like we see on this call, not everybody has a capability statement. And when you get into corporate contracting and federal contracting, it becomes expected that you're going to have a capability statement, because otherwise, why are you here if you don't know how to speak to me the way I need to be talked to, is what they're going to say. They're going to say, you're not prepared. You're not ready to be in this space. Go finish playing over there. So you want to make sure that you show up ready and you're able to get those opportunities. And yes, it is required for most corporate and government opportunities that come out. They're going to ask for capability statements. And it is a government agency door opener. It's a corporate organization door opener because it's targeted. It has keywords. It's one page where they can look at it visually and be able to ascertain a lot of information about your business without you even saying anything. So it's just like your corporate resume, your business resume you have. You got to grab them with all the keywords so that, with a corporate resume, they look at those for 6 seconds. Capability statements is even less, because it's the way it's designed, people can easily grab information. So it is a proof of your qualifications. You have your certifications on there. You have your past performance, previous clients on there. And so it does qualify you, even if they haven't had a conversation with you. Imagine sending your one-page capability statement, which I do it all the time. You send your one-page capability statement over and you say, here's my capability statement for you to review. When they open that document, a quick glance can tell them a lot of information. So you want to make sure you're sharing your capability statements, right? And so these are some ways you can do that. Is responding to RFPs. Those are requests for proposals, but those could be RFIs, requests for information, or RFQ, requests for quotes. But basically they're saying, we want to know who's here in the market. Send us a proposal if you want this opportunity. You can include that in your proposal. Then we have matchmakers. Has anyone here ever attended a corporate or government matchmaker event? Those are events where you are able to talk to buyers directly. Yes, Yvonne. Yeah. And the NMSDC. There's a NMSDC matchmaker coming up too. I think there's 2 different ones coming up. So I'm going to talk about the NMSDC and alphabet soup and all that. But with the matchmakers, when you register for the matchmaker, you're in the platform. And when you set up your profile, they're going to ask you for your company brochure, a capability statement, a bio. They want to know which certifications you have. And these are all qualifiers to say that, yes, you have everything you need to do business with the government, to do business with corporate entities, so that you can be successful when you go into these matchmaking meetings. Because the matchmaking meetings are only maybe 7 minutes or so, could be like 11 to 12 minutes, but that's just an icebreaker for you to say, this is who I am. Let's schedule another meeting where we can go deeper into how we can support your organizational needs. You also want your capability statement on your company website. Depending on who your buyer is, they want to see this information on your website. I have people who say, oh, I'm not putting my capability statement on my website because my EIN is listed on there. If that's what you're worried about, then don't even worry about the corporate bag. Don't even worry about the government bag, because this space may not be for you, right? So on my website, I have a government tab on my website. On that government tab, it has a visual image of the capability statement, and it has a button they can click to download the capability statement, because you want to make it easy for them. You don't want them searching around for it. If you're interested in federal contracting, the government wants you to have a government tab on their website. On your website. Why? Because they don't care about anything else. Everything else you're saying, you're talking to other people. You're talking to the corporations and the, micro, small businesses, whoever your other clients are. The government page on your website is going to be formatted the way that they're looking. It's going to have the data and the information that the government is looking for. You also want to share it at networking events. So I've gone to networking events where I knew it's really good to do research beforehand, if you can, to find out who's going to be in the room, who all in here. And so I've gone to networking events with tailored, customized capability statements for a specific buyer. And it may be labeled Disney capability statement. And so I know when it's time for me to meet with Disney, go talk to Disney, I'm going to pull up the one I have written for Disney, and it's going to address their specific needs and opportunities that's coming. With companies like Disney, they probably have a pipeline and a forecast of opportunities. And I will tweak the capability statement to fit exactly what they're looking for, so that when I go talk to the Disney buyer, I'm speaking their language. The other thing is when you're applying for grants and training programs, a lot of these programs and some of the grants want your capability statement, which is another qualifier, right? You say you want this grant, but you don't even have a capability statement. You say you want to participate in this training and you don't even have a capability statement. Are you ready to be here? So I do a lot of training with WeBank, with NMSTC, and you can't see it here, but I got a bunch of certificates on the wall from Wharton School, from eCornell. And when you're doing those program applications to apply for the program, they're asking you, upload your capability statement. They want to know that you're prepared, that you even know what a capability statement is. Same for certification platforms. Depending on which certification you're going for, if you're getting certified in different states, they may also want you to upload your capability statement, because it speaks directly to the services or products that you provide. Any questions?
I'm more so in I'm in the process of starting, in conjunction with my mother and a fellow RN, a homemaker home care agency. So my question would be, the main ways that we can put the capability statement would be via the website or brochure, flyers. Would that be the angle when it pertains to something home care related?
So home care related, you want to think about who's your audience. And if you're going into the federal or the corporate space, how can you market your business in that environment if you're doing the home care, right? So you may say, maybe I want to partner with the VA hospitals, and I can be a referral partner or something through them, right? So then you would craft a capability statement about the services you provide, but then also they would be your vendor. So you would be their vendor. So you want to market about how you can benefit them and the value you bring by partnering with you. And then it's just framing it in that way.
Okay, thank you. That helps to clarify it.
You're welcome. So here's a copy of my capability statement, right? So capability statements should be pretty standard. They can come in different designs. This template I got from Apex Accelerators back when it was still CT PTAC. And so because Apex Accelerators, they don't do capability statements for you. They can guide you, they can offer suggestions, but they don't do it for you. So they gave me a couple of templates. I took it, I made it my own, I created this, and now Apex likes to leverage my design and share it with their clients. And then they bring me in to do teaching and training on capability statements and proposals and things like that. So with the capability statement, you see it's basically in 2 columns, right? On the right, you have a lot of content. On the left, you have a lot of content. On the right, you have a lot of data. There's going to be certain things that's going to be standard on your capability statement. Oh, we have a question. What are your recommendations regarding using AI to develop your capability statement? I think you can use it to get keywords, but you also want to throw in like your website and other information about about your business, because it's all about prompting. And you want to make sure that it's giving you content and an output that is going to be useful when you're marketing your business in corporate and federal settings. But outside of that, it's good for you to have an understanding of what the general structure of the capability statement should be, because you don't know what AI is going to produce for you. So you should have a baseline understanding. So minimally, your capability statement is going to start with a company overview. That's something very brief and keyword heavy. Then you have your core capabilities, and then you have usually secondary capabilities. My secondary capabilities are usually workshops and training, so that's what I have listed here. And then you have your differentiators. So what sets you apart? Why are people going to pick your company over anyone else? Because we're a certified B Corp, and I even recommend it for other people, companies care about sustainability and ESG. Speak their language. So I have the sustainability and ESG information about my company on the capability statement. On the right, we have a lot of data, right? We have your contact information, social media. One thing with the government, sometimes true for corporate, they don't want an email that says, like, my usual email is info@628. They believe that's a more general email that can go to anybody. So they want to see an email address with a name in it. So my capability statement is Samantha@628 Digital Design. And these are all aliases. If you email me at Samantha at, Sammy at, info at, contact at, it's all comes to the same email. So you can set up free aliases in your email. You don't have to worry about that. Then you have the company data. The government cares about the UEI. That's the unique entity identifier. The corporate, some care about UEI, they still care about the DUNS number. So you want to make sure you have your DUNS, your cage code, and the other information. DUNS and cage code and UEI come from sam.gov. So if you're not in sam.gov yet, go to sam.gov, register your business entity. You'll get a UEI, you'll get a cage code. But if you're doing any certifications, you're going to have to start at sam.gov anyway. So then down below are your NAICS codes. You want to start by listing your primary NAICS code first, and then you have your additional NAICS codes. Then you have your certifications. So this is a visual indicator of all the different certifications that I have. And so buyers know what these logos mean. These are logos of the certifying agencies, like you saw on the bio slide. So they can look at this and say, oh, you are certified with the SBA, you are certified through WeBank, and you are with NMSDC as an MBE, and you're also a DBE. And fun fact, we're actually a DBE in 13 states and an MWBE in 5, I believe. A NAICS code it's an industry code. That was one of the slides, I think it's one of the slides I took out. So it's an industry code. So depending on what you do, there are specific industry codes that correlate with exactly what you do. So here there's one for 541430 is graphic design. So if I put that in, that means we provide graphic design services. So like if I'm doing a matchmaker, they'll have me put in all of my relevant NAICS codes. And then the buyers will put in the NAICS codes of those services and products they want to buy. On the computer matchmaking events, online matchmaking events, the system will say, oh, you provide graphic design services and the VA hospital is looking for graphic design services. So this is a match for you. And then in this matchmaking platform, I can go in and I can schedule an appointment. I can send an email, a message through the system, and I can say, I see you're interested in this service. This is like a small commercial for my business. This is what we do. I'd love to meet with you. Here's my calendar. If you want to meet outside of this, here's my email address if you'd like to follow up. And my capability statement has already been uploaded to the platform, so they already have access to it. And then down below is the past performance. And remember, corporate likes you to call it previous and current clients. So this is, some of the logos of organizations that we've worked with. If I was crafting a tailored capability statement, so say I wanted to do one just for social media management, I would edit the information on the left after the company overview. I would edit the information on the left to only speak about our social media management services. And then the performance on the bottom, I would only include logos of those clients that we provided social media management services for. So there's a way for you to make it tailored to your audience. And I think that's it on capability statements. Anything else? Any questions? It is not letting, oh, there we go. So now we are going to use bios to build our businesses. So I think everyone should be familiar with bios. So it's a usually 1 page or less summary that highlights all of your professional background, awards, accolades, achievements, education, all the good stuff, Like I tell people when I'm teaching resumes, this is where you get to brag about yourself. You put it in your bio, you word it the way you want it. You could throw it into the Chatty and say, hey, Chatty, can you make this look good? Can you make it more impactful? Can you make it more persuasive, right? Of what you know about me, what else can you add to it, right? You use the bio to establish credibility, to build trust, and present your professional identity, right? Because guess what? Before we started today, I got a call from Debbie. Hey, Sammy, can you send me your bio? Yes, Debbie, I can. And guess what? I know exactly where it's saved that on my computer. Debbie needs it. Debbie gets it immediately, right? That's something that you should always know where your bio is. You should always be updating your bio, just like your resume, just like your capability statement. Those are living, breathing documents. And so people are constantly asking for the bio. The bio should be on your website. If you update your written bio, you want to make sure you go to your website and update the bio on your website, because guess what? Your website is your digital storefront. People are going to go there. They're going to want to know about you and your business. If they can't find your bio, can they trust you? Do you have credibility with them? You don't even have information about yourself on your own website. So you want to make sure your bio is also on your website. And then when it comes to contracting, corporate, federal, we talked about the matchmakers, right? These platforms ask you to upload your bio, even if it's a copy and paste and put in a snippet of your bio. You want to make sure you have it there. When you are after networking, you should be following up, right? I have a whole other webinar just on following up in networking, right? So you need to be following up with people. When you follow up with people, thank you for meeting me at this event. Attached is my capability statement and my bio. Please let me know if you have any information. Here's my calendar link so you can schedule our next conversation, right? You make it easy for them. You give them the information that they want even before they ask for it. We talked about uploading the capability statement to the contracting databases. Same is true for the bio. And again, when you're setting up your profile on these contracting databases, on matchmaker platforms, they're expecting you to have this information. Otherwise, guess what? Now you have to stop what you're doing to go prepare a bio or go find your bio when you could have been further along in the process. The contracting databases, they also want, again, your brochure, your NAICS codes, right? So that's why it's good to have that capability statement, because when you need to refer and say, what is your primary NAICS code? If you don't know it by heart, I have it written on a whiteboard. You can easily go back to the capability statement and all your NAICS codes are going to be written there. I recommend updating your bio whenever you have a significant change that you need to add. When I was appointed as a board member for the Greater New Haven Chamber, went straight to the bio, updated the bio, went to the website, updated the website. Like I said, it's a living, breathing document. When something changes, you want to make sure it's there. I merged companies, right? I had Melanated Business Coaching along with 628 Digital Design. I took those consulting and coaching services and moved it to 628 Digital Design. So then I had to update my bio to say I'm not operating all these companies. It's 628 Digital Design that I'm operating. So you want to make sure that it's current and is relevant. Oh yes, we got a happy face. And then the networking opportunities, right? People, like I said, always asking for your bio. You have speaking engagements, you have potential to serve on panels. to come in and do facilitation. People are constantly asking for your bio. So you want to make sure that when they come to you, you're ready and you're prepared. So if you haven't started writing your bio, just start. Just start throwing some of your information on it. Include your education, include your certifications. I talked about all the training that I do. When I complete certain training, not all of it, because I do a whole lot of training. When I complete certain training, I make sure I go and put that on the bio, right? Like Wharton School of Medicine, that's on the bio, right? There's certain things that come on and some don't. Donna, you have your hand raised.
Hi, Sam.
Hi.
You did an excellent job, but I've never thought of, I do have a bio, but I've never ever thought of putting my business information on my bio. Is that what you're saying that you're recommending that we should do?
So what's on your bio, Donna?
So, or should we separate, what's on my bio is like my education, my work experience, that kind of thing.
So is it more like a cover letter for your resume, or is it a bio about you?
It's about me, but I'm never think of putting my business information into my bio.
Yes, your business
I'm
information.
thinking that maybe that's two separate things. My business bio is going to be different from my personal bio. But you're saying to combine everything to make it one.
Yeah. What do you use your personal bio for?
So I'm just trying to think about or maybe I'm just trying to explain my bio versus my resume.
So I'm wondering so your bio that you have now, does it talk about your career experiences?
Talk about my career experience, but that has nothing to do with the business that I handle. Nothing at all. I just started my business the last 2 years, but I've never thought about putting.
So when it comes to your business bio that you're going to use for contracting opportunities, you definitely want your business on there. And then when it comes to your career, your job that you have, you can mention that as a line, right? Like my former job, I was a consumer experience designer, right? So I would lead with all my business information, lead with my experiences as it relates to business, and then down towards the bottom where I'm talking about my degrees and things, then I'm gonna say Samantha or Sammy previously served as a consumer experience designer at this location. She has earned a master's degree in this. She also earned a bachelor's. I will put it there like a one sentence line, because your business bio to do corporate contracting, government contracting, it's not about promoting your job. It's about building your business.
That's right. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Trying to advance. Hold on. Technology's not technologing. There we go. So when we look at the elements of your bio, you have your intro, your professional experience. So Donna, this might help you a little bit. Your professional experience, some of your key achievements. Those are the awards that we talk about. Skills and expertise. And remember, you're using keywords, right? You don't want to be like, oh, I have strong multitasking and communication skills. That's not that. They don't care about that. You better have those experiences and skills if you're trying to do business with corporations and government. Your education and certifications, you definitely want that. Any personal details. So that personal details are not required. I just completed a bio for someone and he mentioned that he lives with his 2 sons in Houston, Texas, right? But I'm doing bio writing for the leaders over at Cornell Scott Hill Health Center. And some want some personal information and others are like, keep all personal stuff off of my bio. I don't want no names listed. They don't need to know if I have kids. So it all depends, up to you if you want to include personal information, but it's not required.
Sammy, I'm sorry to interrupt real quick. Miss Paulette has a question, it looks like. Miss Paulette?
Oh, yes, Yvonne. Good afternoon again, ladies.
Good afternoon.
With regards to Diane's point regarding her business bio as against her personal bio, could Samantha please explain the difference between both? Because within my mind, I'm thinking that your personal bio is the bio that you use if you are going to apply for a job. But your business bio would be the information that people would gravitate to if they want to be a part of your company or if you are hiring.
Not
Could
if you're
you
hiring.
clarify that?
Yeah, so not if you're hiring or if they want to be a part of your company. It's about you promoting and highlighting your experience and your company's experience. It's your qualifier to say, this is why we should have this opportunity. This is why you should hire us, hire my company because of these experiences that I have and my company has. The cover letter for your resume, that's not a bio, that's a cover letter, and that accompanies your resume. And so the cover letter should be geared to a specific job that you're applying to. It should have that job title listed there, and it should pull information directly from your resume. So, and remember, your resume is all your career experience, right? So it should pull information directly from your resume so that if you happen to detach your resume and cover letter and someone just has your cover letter, they can get a full understanding of why you're qualified for that job, right? So we're talking job versus business and contracts. Those are two separate things.
Okay, understand. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Yes, Anthony. If you're speaking, Anthony, you're on mute. Did we lose Anthony? Okay, I will keep going. So here's a copy of my bio, the one Debbie said she was not going to read because we'd be here all day. So there's a lot going on over here at 628 Digital Design with Sammy. But as you can see, this is how the bio is structured, right? It gives a brief paragraph about overview, summary. It's a summary of like what I do, right? Then we get into some of my experience with my businesses and the certifications. Then we get into my nonprofit. That fourth paragraph is about accomplishments, awards, certifications, and then I finish it with the serving on boards in my education. And so for me, I push the margins. I call it your real estate. I take advantage of all my real estate because I got a lot to share. Remember, we bragging about ourselves over here. All right. Yes, Anthony.
So the question I wanted to ask, I've been in business for 30 years. I do kitchens, right? And I'm thinking of expanding the business and also going after government contracts. But one of my drawbacks is that I never got any certifications. I'm just good at what I do, and I've mostly done residential kitchen. Because I don't have any certifications, how does that affect me and like my bio and all of that? Because I don't have anything to put in my bio to say that I have accomplished this, that, and that. What would I have to do to like, would I have to go and do certifications to add all of that to my bio?
Anthony, you not gonna sit here and tell us you've been in business for 30 years and you don't got nothing to put on your bio. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. So when you look at
go ahead.
When you look at my bio, right? My certifications are listed in the second paragraph, and they're all of what, 3 sentences, 4 sentences maybe. The certifications is one part. Certifications are a contracting vehicle. It helps you gain access to contracts, and we're going to talk about certifications next, right? Your bio is speaking to your experience, your skills, your education. You have 30 years of past performance. You can write a bio about the type of jobs you've done, industries you've worked in, your team you've built, if you have a team, if you're working solo, what does it look like working solo, any education, anything you've done to improve your skills, any training you've done. You may have OSHA training and other training. All of that is going to be wrapped up into your bio. And a lot of times people feel like they just don't even know what to put in a bio. So when I get started with my clients writing bios and a lot of other services, we give clients a questionnaire. Complete this questionnaire, because this questionnaire is going to make you really start thinking about your real experience. Another thing is, it's like a resume. if you're having all these accomplishments, but you're not documenting it anywhere, and now it's 12 years later, you're not going to remember any of this. So this is why it's a living, breathing document for you to go and update, along with like a CV, but we're not talking about the CV today. So Anthony, I'm sure you have content to pull into a bio, and no, it may not be as extensive as mine, but you can still do a half-page bio, a quarter, not a quarter page is really short, but like a half-page to 3/4 page bio. You can still pull information out and craft that bio, and I can help. Paulette. While Paulette's coming off of mute, Brianna says if there are different members running a company, should each person create their own business bio, or should there be one bio for the company itself that mentions each person's accomplishments, credentials? Everybody should have their own bio. I don't care how many people are involved in the company. Everybody should have their own bio. That other statement that you're talking about sounds like it may be a capability statement if it's talking about the accomplishments of the business, but you said each person's accomplishments. I have never seen a document like that before. So you can have your business information, and then you can have each individual's bio. Debbie says,
Sammy,
yes.
Sammy, question. In pertaining to Brianna's statement, the business is going to reflect, the business bio is going to reflect all three of the members of the business, correct?
Except
so
I've never seen a business bio that's a different type of document. If you're going to talk about the business and then you're going to talk about each individual owner, you're getting into like a business overview kind of document, but that's not a bio.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So that document can be crafted, and that document can be used in marketing materials and on the website. We just want to make sure we're not calling it a bio. It's a bio is short for biography. So that's going to be about a person. So it's really not going to be about a business and multiple people.
True.
Patty.
So for Wise Network being a nonprofit, right now we have an About Us page on our website. Obviously we have a board of directors and Karen is the CEO. Are you saying we should do a bio for Karen and put it on the website, just her, but not everybody else, or?
So with that, you just want to have uniformity. So if you're going to put Karen's bio on the website, then you're just going to make sure everyone else is listed. So if you're going to have Karen on, you said she's the CEO or president?
And the founder. Yep, president
and the founder. Then you want to, then you can do hers and just list everybody with title and name and everything, right? If you're going to do Debbie and then do Karen and then add Debbie, and then but Debbie's down with everyone else, but she's the only one with a bio. You just want to make it consistent. So either everybody has a bio or, and it doesn't have for the website. This is a lot for the website, especially if you have multiple people. Like for my website, I'm the only one with a bio listed. We just finished doing a nonprofit website, and everybody has about a paragraph. So everybody on the board, we have Meet the Board, and everybody on the board has a picture with a bio. So you just want to make sure it's consistent.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anthony, is your hand still raised? Patty.
No, that was earlier.
Oh, we went? All right. Oh, thank you guys. All right. So we're going to do certifications, because I know y'all care about certifications. So the benefits of certification, we talked about increasing competitiveness. You're included in search databases. So when you get certified, people can search for you in the DBE database, MWBE database, WASB, that's the Women-Owned Small Business database. So we're a federal contractor. Our first federal contract we had, the buyer went to the certified Women-Owned Small Business database, found my company, and reached out to me directly to let me know an opportunity was coming. There was a lot of follow-up, and then we ended up getting that. But that's because we were listed in that database because we're certified. as a DBE, disadvantaged business enterprise, that's through the DOT, Department of Transportation, I get a lot of inquiries about people adding me to their proposals. So what happens is when you are certified, some entities will give you proposal preference points and say if you are certified as a DBE or MWBE, you can earn 15 extra points towards your proposal. So what I usually do is if I see that, then I will start that certification process while I'm writing the proposal. So by the time the proposal's done, I should have that certification, or by the time they award the contract, I should have the certification. On the flip side of it, there's companies who are not they're not certified DBE, MWBE, but they want those those preference points. So I get contacted all the time from people who search like the Connecticut Small Minority Business Enterprise database or the DBE database, and they email me and say, hey, can I add you to our proposal? I'll put you in as graphic design or writing or whatever it is. But this will give us preference points, and they'll send me the contract, the RFP and all that. So UConn just reached out to me maybe a month ago, and they said the same thing. We're submitting this proposal. We can get preference points. If we put a DBE on it, we'd like to add you. Sure, UConn, you can add me to your proposal. Then with the certifications, you also get networking and mentorship. My first mentor came from a lunch and learn I attended at Pitney Bowes in Shelton several years ago. From that relationship, we even partnered on a New York City government contract. And so outside of contracting opportunities, there's other reasons to get certified. I know a lot of people want to do it for getting the bag, but we talked about the professional development, right? All the training programs that I'm in, how that helps boost your business. We talked about the matchmakers, right? Where you can meet directly with buyers from Fortune 500 companies and different federal agencies. So these are door openers that you only have access to if you're certified. So one of our contracts right now is with Eversource. For those of you not here, is the Northeast largest utility supplier. And we got that contract because it was published by the NMSDC, the Greater New England NMSDC, for their certified members. Only certified MBEs got that email newsletter that went out. Because I'm certified, because I got the email, responded, put in a proposal. I mean, there's other things besides just being certified. We were eventually awarded that contract. Yvonne.
Hey, okay. Thank you, Sammy. I have a quick question for you regarding being a DBE. So I have gone on for my certifications to register as a DBE, but I keep getting excluded, ironically, for some of it because of my geography, because I am not in an economically disadvantaged geography, right? And so what have you run up against that when you might put in your zip code or something like that, and you get excluded as a DBE because of it?
That sounds like the HubZone certification. HubZone
Okay.
is with the SBA, and HubZone looks at your exact address.
Yep.
So I work from home. My address may be in a HubZone, and my neighbor right next door may not be in a HubZone. So the government
Correct.
has a map that they use, and that's what they base it on. It also depends on your employees. So I believe it's 30% or less. 30% or more of your employees have to also live in a hub zone in order for your business to qualify. So you have to put in all your employees' addresses also. So I just lost 2 employees. So when I lost 2 employees, first thing I did was go to Hub Zone calculator and see if I'm now eligible. And I was like, okay, cool. So now I can include that in my SBA certification application. The DBE, Disadvantaged Business Enterprise certification, is through the DOT. And so what you do is get certified in your home state first as a DBE. Then once you're certified in your home state, you can get certified in any other state as a DBE through their interstate application. So that's why we now have 13 DBE certifications, because it's a 2-page application and it's super easy.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say for the
DBE,
the qualifiers for the DBE is your ethnicity, race, and income. So I'm in the middle of doing an application now for a DBE for Maryland. And your net worth has to be less than 3.07 million or something. So when I first started doing the certifications, I was doing all of them and I didn't do the DBE because I was like, oh, I'm not disadvantaged. Like, I'm not going to be eligible for that. And then when I learned the income and net worth values of disadvantaged business
Mhm.
enterprises, I was like, oh, we're all disadvantaged. I got it now. So that's where DBE differs from the hub zone.
Okay, so I have not qualified as a DBE yet because all of my consultants are 1099s versus employees. But the main differential between an MBE, a minority business enterprise, and a DBE is that certification through the State Department, the Department of Transportation, correct?
Yes, but it also doesn't have to do with employees. So I just started having employees 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Okay,
We've been certified as a DBE for 9 years. Well, going on 10.
okay,
So with a
okay.
full stream of independent contractors, we were certified. So with DBE, it comes down to race, ethnicity, and net worth. And
Okay, so
if you
this,
need help with that, let me know because Sherry Pratt is the DBE certification manager at the Connecticut Department of
okay,
Transportation, and I love her. She
yeah.
loves me. I was just there doing a resume training with her interns. So let me know if you need help there.
I would love that. So yeah, we could talk about it when we get together next week. Perfect.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you.
Awesome. You're welcome. So these are some of the different types of certification. You have federal, state, national, and they're all contracting vehicles, right? They're going to help you get access to those contracts. Yvonne and I have been talking about WeBank NMSDC, right? WeBank is the Women's Business Education National Council. I'm gonna go with that. And then the NMSDC is the National Minority Supplier Development Council, and they both have regional RPOs. So depending on where you're located, you will do your certification with your regional RPO for minority business enterprise, women business enterprise. Then you have the NGLCC, which is through the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce, and that will certify you as a certified LGBT business enterprise. Those three all have costs associated with it, ranging from like 300 to 500. All of these certifications have to be maintained per year. So you have to stay on top of it. Up top on the right are the Black owned certifications. So Buy Black certifies you, that's Buy Back in the US Black Chamber of Commerce. You get certified as a Black business, a Black owned business. The BBE is coming either later this year or early next year. That's through the National Business League, and that will certify you as a Black business enterprise, a BBE. And they're trying to position that like with the federal government with the SBA.
Tammy, I'm sorry, quick other question. The NMSDC, they used to give kind of like a stipend towards your initial certification, not on recertification, but on your initial certification. Do you know if they're still doing that?
Yes, so both organizations, WeBank and NMSDC, have like grants available. So
Great.
NMSDC has grants available through both of them, like Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart. They're offering grants. So I just did my recertification for NMSDC. This is the second year in a row. They do a reimbursement grant. So I can submit my application, I can submit my payment, and then I can apply for the reimbursement grant, and they will send that over to me.
What? I did not know there was a reimbursement grant for recertification.
Yes, there is. And with WeBank, what I
Wow.
just found out, when you do your WeBank application, because I just got finished doing one for a client. So we did the whole application, and then it was time for payment. And the client was like, oh, but I ain't got it right now. And I was like, oh, but we submitting it because I just did all this work. And so they have an option to pay now or to pay by check. So I said, okay, let's pay by check. That way we can at least submit the application. So I submitted pay by check. And within 30 minutes, she received an email from WeBank saying, hey, you may be eligible for a grant from Walmart to cover the cost of your certification. And so I did the grant application for her because I do that too. It was kind of easy. And within an hour or less, she got an email saying, congratulations, you were awarded the grant. And that's how she's getting her WeBank certification. So there are some caveats out there that you can try because those are more expensive. You know, the NMSDC, I want to say, is like $500 for your initial application, and then it's like $300 or $350 a year. WeBank is $300, I believe, a year. So it helps save some of the coins.
That's great. Thank you so much, Sammy. I know we are at time right now. Is there kind of a final wrap-up slide and how people can get connected with you so that way they can ask all the requisite questions?
Yes, and I'll go through that quickly. So here's the QR code you can scan to take you to the Connecticut website, the CT Gateway. Oh, we got to talk about, we got to do government, right? So government contracting, that's how much money they're spending. This is how much money they spent in small businesses, 176 billion. These are the federal certifications. These are all the documents and more that you will need when you start doing the certification process. And then questions.
Sammy, great job, as you did a whirlwind. For those individuals, we have a mix of guests on tonight. Some have businesses, some don't. Can you speak on those who have expertise in a field but are possibly considering doing their business? Why do governments contract and not just hire people? Can you speak on that first, number one? And number two, for those persons on the call tonight who don't have a business, but can start a business for government contracts, if you can speak to that, please.
Yes. So why does the government contract? I don't know, but there's money available, so go get it. They have goals that they've set aside. So women-owned small business, veteran-owned business, economically disadvantaged women-owned business, they have goals set up for all of this that they want to achieve. So when we got awarded the women-owned small business, the contract through that certification, it was helping, thanks Carla, it was helping that agency that was with NOAA, helping them reach their contracting goals. So the government has a bucket of money that when they do their forecasting every year, they have a bucket of money set aside for small businesses. And the government buys literally everything. So whatever it is your business is, whatever you're thinking about doing, the hardest part is people trying to reposition their business and maybe rebranding in their brain how they can take their product or service and market it to the government. Why would the government want this product or service that I have? And so once you figure that out, then you start combing through matchmakers, looking at your NAICS codes, seeing what entities and corporations and the government is buying. And then you start understanding, oh, I can position it this way. And now I can start marketing my business this way to the government. Thanks, Yvonne.
Thank you, Sammy.
You're welcome.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Sammy. Sammy, I know you had your QR code up, but in the chat, if you wouldn't mind, can you drop your LinkedIn profile as well as your email address so that people can reach out to you directly if they have further questions, if they want to collaborate with you, to tap into your expertise, to get assistance with certifications, whatever it is they might need, either for advancing their current small business or if they're thinking about building a small business.
Yes, my LinkedIn is there, my email is there, and I can run over to Calendly and grab a meeting link.
Awesome.
And you guys can always reach out to the ladies at Wise Network to get in touch with me also.
Absolutely. And I'm familiar with Sammy as well, so feel free to reach out to me too. Just as we are wrapping up, I just want to make everybody aware of the upcoming events. Well, actually, before I do that, can we all come off mute and give Sammy a round of applause for her expertise and sharing her knowledge with us tonight? We appreciate you, Sammy.
Thank you.
All the claps and the
Wonderful.
snaps.
Amazing.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right, upcoming events. So we want to say thank you to all those who stepped in and stepped up for the Toolkit Mountain hike. That was a tremendous success. Thank you everyone for participating who was able to do so. Also, we have the WISE Back to School Drive. And so Patty is leading that effort. That has kicked off just today. I believe we got the email, and that is going through 8/16/2025. Skating with Takina in Bridgeport is happening on 8/23. our Wise Conversation coming up with it, Tamia, that's happening on 8/26. Wise members only trip to Covea Vineyard in Wallingford to get your little sip on, to enjoy the company and the beauty of the Covea Vineyard and the grounds it's on. That is happening on September 6th. The Wise Leadership Program, which Kanisha is leading, that starts off the next cohort on 9/13. The Wise Conversation with our wonderful Kanisha Daly, that is taking place on September 25th. And then we're going to have the Wise Get Back to Community, My Sister's Place. Definitely want to encourage folks that to be aware of these dates, be aware of how you can assist, be aware of how you can participate. And then lastly, but certainly not least, our Wise Gala, our annual gala takes place, well, this year will be taking place rather on December 13th, 2025. So with that, I want to thank everyone for their participation this evening. Karen, I hope I did Karen Bell proud tonight by leading tonight's meeting. I certainly tried as a double dutched in. Thank you all for your questions, your participation, and showing love for our speaking guest tonight, Sammy Williams from 628 Digital Design. So with that, I bid you all a wonderful evening. I hope you rest well and that you go into tomorrow conquering the world. So with that, have a wonderful night and be safe, everybody. Good night.
Good
Thank you,
night.
everyone.
Thank you.
Awesome job,
Bye,
Yvonne.
Sammy.
Good job.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night, everyone.
That's so good.